Christina, great to have you back in the building. Good to see you.
Good to be with you, Elex.
All right, so talk to us about how did this happen?
This is a huge deal, first off. It cannot be overstated. A lot of people are calling this unprecedented who have been in the political world for decades, and it can impact the entire outcome of the Senate election. So basically what happened, the Secretary of State confirmed with my campaign that we were good to go, listed as a local television journalist, which is very important because it's how voters identify you. It's often the last, sometimes the only data point they have when they go to cast their vote. And then next thing we know, we see that local television journalist has been omitted on the certified list. And so we reached out to them, and essentially there's very little that could be done or that they're able to do. And I don't want to cost taxpayers millions of dollars to reprint and send out these ballots. But I would like to raise awareness around this because the integrity of our elections is at stake.
And essentially, at the time, there were some people that thought, oh, maybe you messed up, but you did everything right.
Yeah.
She just made a major mistake.
Right.
And there's really no excuse for it, right? I mean, what did she say to you?
Yeah, I mean, this is the office in charge of making sure that we have free and fair elections. And when you have people across the country who are questioning the integrity of the voting system, this is not a mistake that you want to make. And it's hugely harmful to my campaign. What happens is we had polling that showed local television journalists, and then we had polling that showed no ballot designation, and my numbers were cut in half. And it's not only harmful to me, it could impact the outcome of this race. And it sends a message to voters that you can't trust the system. So I'm glad they're at least acknowledging the mistake.
I mean, did they essentially say to you behind the scenes, our bad, sorry? I mean, what's the message?
It's difficult to understand how something this huge, such a big blunder like this could happen. There's, 7 people on the partial list running for U.S. Senate. There's 27 people running for the full 6-year term. I'm on both of those lists, and you would think someone looking through, doing the final read-through would be like, huh, that's weird. And what I think and what I truly feel is that the establishment Democrats see me as an existential threat to the status quo. And that's what's happening here.
You think this was done on purpose?
Well, I don't want to go that far to say that, but it is very hard to understand how it happened.
So how do you overcome this? What do you want them to do now? And how do you, just from a messaging perspective, overcome this?
Well, I think that there should be an email sent out to every registered voter. And so right now, I do have a lawyer. We're working with the local registrar's offices across the state. There's 58 counties, so it's quite an undertaking when we're supposed to be campaigning and focusing on that. But to get them perhaps to send out an email so people are aware and that they know, at least, that wouldn't undo all the harm, but it would help mitigate some of it.
And let's talk about the campaign itself. What do you see as sort of the issue or the thing that separates you from everybody else?
I think, well, a few things. One, I'm not a career politician, and I'm not afraid to call out the true issues that people care about. They care about feeling safe, walking in their own neighborhood. They care about the homelessness crisis, the mental health crisis, the economy, the border. And a lot of Democrats won't talk about crime. They won't talk about securing the border, and I'm not afraid to tackle those issues. I think I'm much more in touch with the people of California because I've been alongside them for almost 20 years. And so knowing intimately how these issues come to be, I've uncovered corruption, I've changed policy, I've watched as we elect the same people over and over expecting a different result, and I offer a fresh vision with policies and ways to fix some of these huge issues our state faces.
What would be issue number one for you, and what would be your different approach than what they're offering?
There's 2 main things. One, well, there's 3 main things. It would be the economy, securing the border, and also addressing our homelessness crisis. And something I'm very passionate about is our foster youth. When you look at the statistics, half of the homeless population was in foster care, 75% of those incarcerated were in the foster care system, and 60% of those who were trafficked. So it's obvious to me that we should be revamping that system and supporting that population, and they always continually go overlooked.
Well, we look forward to talking more about this next week when you join us on our political show, The Issue Is.
Yeah.
Also, last time you were here, you talked about being a mom-to-be, and we're excited to see.
I haven't been just eating a lot of pizza, although it is my favorite. But yeah, 7.5 months, more
Feeling
than 7.5
good?
months. Yes.
Yeah.
She's given me a lot of energy and just resolve in what I'm fighting for, and I'm grateful. It's been a relatively easy pregnancy.
All right, we're glad to hear that and glad to see you're happy and healthy, and best of luck out on the campaign trail.
Thank you.
All right, Marla, over to you.
I second all that. Great to see you, Christina.